Hello, I'm Dr. Alveda King, Director of African American Outreach with Priest for Life, and I want to share with you a very important initiative. Interestingly enough, it coincides with what we know as Black History Month in the United States. And so it started on January 15th, and it goes for 100 days. That will run us over into April, around the time of the assassination of my uncle, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This particular initiative, No Shots Fired, going along with 100 Days of Nonviolence, was brought forth by my cousin, Elder Bernice King, the youngest daughter of Martin and Coretta King, the youngest child of Martin and Coretta King. And Bernice is the CEO of the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change in Atlanta, Georgia, where I serve on the board of trustees. Now, Bernice said that there should be no shots fired. And she said that the best way to commemorate her father, this was January 15th, beginning in the year of 2014, was to have no shots fired with your gun, with your words, with your tongue, what you say and speak, nor with your fist. And so as I began to embrace that project, and there should be 100 days of nonviolence to honor the principles of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I said, well, Bernice, people don't only shoot each other, they might want to choke each other or hit each other with an object. So no weapons fired, including your words and certainly your fist. And then I went on to reflect that it takes a fist wrapped around a scalpel or a forceps to abort a little baby and the other instruments that are used, or a fist wrapped around a medicine bottle to administer killing pills to a mother who's pregnant to take that baby, take the life of that child. And those carcinogenic efforts to the baby and to the mother, whether it be birth control, harmful birth control, or abortions, that's violent because it's taking away the life of a human being and often harming the mother. Interestingly enough, fathers are also impacted by these abortion efforts and these acts of abortion. And so if we're truly going to have 100 days of nonviolence and no shots fired, the shots do not need to be fired into the womb either. And I am very fond of saying there is a war on women and babies, on fathers, on families in America, and that war begins in the womb. And I notice when there are surveys or questions or polls taken, a lot of times women will appear to respond favorably, or men or communities, to abortion, but the questions that they're being asked are not the right questions. For instance, if there's a poll and the poll says, do you believe a woman has a right to choose what she does with her body? Well, absolutely. I believe that. A woman definitely has a right to choose what she does with her body. But when she's pregnant, when the baby is conceived in her womb, that baby is not her body. And so it's not clearly stated what's being asked and what's going to happen to the little human being that deserves that shelter from the mother. And so these violent acts and these violent efforts to couch or hide what abortion really is in trickery, it just has to stop. It's wrong. And so I say for 100 days of nonviolence, stop the nonviolent polling that deceives Americans or deceives people across the globe even into thinking that it's okay to kill little babies in the womb. That's a violent poll. That's a violent act. So let's not use violence in any manner from conception until natural death. And that's the little baby in the womb, the little children when they're born, when they become teenagers, young adults, mature adults, elderly adults. Let's not be violent towards sick people, towards elderly people, towards anybody, towards men, towards women. And so as I embrace 100 days of nonviolence and purpose in my heart to carry that on far beyond that, to watch what I say, watch what I do, watch what I think, watch how I act towards others. Father Frank Pavone has a beautiful sermon, Am I My Brother's Keeper? He preached it in January, on January 19th of 2014, during the Martin Luther King week, where he comes to celebrate with the King family Martin Luther King's life and legacy. And at the church, Believers Bible Christian Church in Atlanta, Georgia, he asked the question, Am I my brother's keeper? He says, well, we should be our brothers and our sisters' keepers. And God is going to expect us to do that. And so, as we continue with the theme of 100 Days of Nonviolence, no shots fired, let's remember that we are charged by Jesus Christ to care for the least of these. And God is expecting us to be able to answer that question: what have you done? Where is your brother or where is your sister? The answer should be, I don't know. I can't see them if they're in the womb, so I don't even know if they're human or if they're my brother or sister. No, we know those little babies are our brothers and sisters as well. God bless you. Dr. Alveda King, Director of African American Outreach with Priest for Life.